So the first question I have for you is, did you have any relationship to gardening prior to working with the Lettuce Grow program?
I did. I grew up with a garden at our home. We had about an acre. My brothers and sisters and we were in charge of weeding corn or trying to keep up with zucchini, that kind of thing. So I had a lot of exposure as a kid. I still distinctly remember weeding it.
Yeah. So what drew you to the program initially?
Well, there's a lot of classes or programs and things you can be involved in. The job I was given while I was there was program manager assistant. So I was basically the secretary for a social worker that works in the prison. That was my job while I was there. And one of the things that came up was this gardening program. That's how I got involved. Just kind of occupational luck, I guess.
So then, in regards to the prison environment and its impact on the significance of gardening in your life,
it's a terrible place. If you're a in-tune kind of person with the things around you, I would say it's a place where the walls glow red because it's hard and it's just full of anger. So it makes you appreciate a garden so much more because you're outside the wall. You're not surrounded with it. And instead of the constant noise, so being outside, the comparative quiet was something that a lot of people appreciate. It's part of why I'm going fishing later.
One of the interesting things is that idea that the gardening program has had an impact on participants, specifically the rate of those that return to criminal behavior after completion. Why do you think that is?
The recidivism rates, I've seen the numbers. I don't know if anything's really official or there has to be a certain amount of time before it's really counted as quantifiable.
Sure.
But the current rates are amazing. And I would say what you have is a few different factors that contribute. One of which is people see the employment opportunity. You're going to have to do something when you get out. So gardening, right away, people are like, see it as an opportunity where it's like, it gives them some hope. Well, even if I can't work in somebody else's yard, I can still kind of feed myself.
Right.
That's a big deal.
So gardening almost generates this ownership or something that's yours that you're feeding.
It creates, I guess I would say it's a relationship between you and something else that isn't going to go away. It's going to be there all season, and when it's gone, you can save the seeds and bring it back again.
At what point in your work with Lettuce Grow did you realize you could make a career out of gardening?
For me, it was really like, if you know enough about plants, if you're a little bit artistic, there's tons and tons of opportunities out in the real world where people can do garden design or even just renderings or knowledge of the plants in people's yards that can walk in and tell you everything and is willing to, I'll do a rendering of your yard and tell you what everything is. And if you want information how to care for any of it or something looks sick, call me. You can charge $150 an hour for that. It starts to work out in your brain like, okay, I've got opportunities if nothing else works out. We're really optimistic about the recidivism rate, and then that will turn into a snowball effect as far as funding and program growth. Because right now, the DLC doesn't really pay for the service. But if you can prove it's making a difference, then it becomes worth their money.
Right.
So once numbers come through, we're really optimistic that guys will keep getting better and not coming back, and that's a win right there. And that the program will keep getting better and make a difference for more people.
Cool. Thank you so much.